Hello again. It's me, DVO Derek Van Otten, the host of the Peak Signing Agents podcast and YouTube channel, where I'm helping you become the best notary and signing agent that you can possibly be. You can follow me at Peak Signing on social media and YouTube. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and podcast platforms where you can find this. I have to talk to you guys about something that's been kind of bugging me for a while. And I just have to share with you my thoughts on it. It's about these Facebook groups and where people are basically demonizing you for taking signings under $100. Or they're encouraging everyone not to do anything under $100. I have to give you guys perspective on things. Because I actually never thought that when I was a signing agent. I've been a signing agent. I've been in the notary industry for 9 years. Out of those 9 years, half of that has been running a signing service. So that means from the first about roughly 4 years, I was just working direct and with other signing services. I would say it was about 50-50 for like my first 4 years. 50-50. 50% with direct clients, 50% with signing services. And now I just work with my directs because I run a signing service. But I just want to share with you my perspective of it and some investigating that I did. Because I had some theories which kind of came to light a little bit about it. And I just wanted to share with you from different perspectives. The perspective of a seasoned signing agent, the perspective of a rookie signing agent, and the perspective of a signing service owner. I just want to give different perspectives for you to think about. And I hope it brings value to you. But number one, I never think it's a good idea to tell people how to run their business. Never. Unless they hired me to give them business coaching. Unless they're paying me. I'm not telling people how to run their business. I'll share my opinion. This whole podcast and YouTube is my opinion of how I've run my business. And I had to say, I think I've done very well. My signing service is doing over $500,000 a year. I've made millions of dollars as a signing service and as a signing agent. Like I said, I've been doing this for 9 years now. So I think I have a good grasp of what it takes to run a successful business, in my opinion, again. So this whole podcast and YouTube channel is based off my opinions from what I've done and what I've seen. Because I have ingested many trainings, many YouTube videos, many social medias that I follow. Like I said, trainings I've taken. And my opinions are based off of all of that. All my experience as a signing agent as well and running a signing service. So all my opinions are based off of what I have seen, done, and talked about and heard. So you'll never catch me telling you how to run your business. I'm just giving you my opinion of what I think is the best and what I have done. I'm never sharing something that I have never done. Or if I am sharing it, I'm having someone else talk about it. Because you know, I bring guests on here and they talk. But I keep seeing these posts telling people not to do something. And I don't like that. Because you don't know everyone's situation or circumstance. And I don't like taking advice from someone who's not successful. I just won't. One of the reasons why I dropped out of college is because I was going for business management, and most of the professors at colleges were never business owners. Why would I take advice about running a business from someone who's never run a business? I dropped out of college and went and found mentors that ran successful businesses. I'm a college dropout. And I have a successful business because I followed other successful business owners and not professors. I'm not demonizing higher education or school. I'm just saying it wasn't for me for what I wanted to do. If you're going to go be a doctor, one of my schedulers is going to college to be a surgeon. She needs to go to college. I'm not going to talk her out of going to college. However, my daughter, she wanted to do beauty things like hair and makeup and nails. She doesn't have to go to college for that. So she didn't. She went to a trade school to learn those, esthetician school to learn that instead of going to college. See the difference there? There's a difference of what you want to do. I wanted to run a business. I couldn't learn from a professor. I had to go learn from business owners. You can't tell someone how to run their business because you don't know what their life or circumstances is like. You don't know the market they're in. You don't know what's around their area. You don't know how much work is inside of them or how much heart they have inside of them to work hard and build a business. You don't know. You shouldn't tell people what to do. The funny thing too is a lot of these people that post this under anonymous. Makes you wonder why, doesn't it? I'm not saying to take something low that demeans you and your value either, though. All right, if $65 for a refinance with Scanbacks that's 45 minutes away is too low for you, then that's too low for you, and that's okay. You can negotiate your price. You can offer another price. But if you say yes, then don't go and try to recounter once you've said yes to that price. Then don't. But if you're saying, hey, that's too low, I'll do it for $90 instead, that's fine because that's for your worth and your value, knowing what you bring to the table. Some people are new. They're not going to get as many job offers as someone that has more experience. They need the experience. As a signing service owner, and I can see everyone's experience on their profile, I'm more likely going to hire someone with more experience than someone with less experience. So if they get a job offer that comes their way for less, you know what? They should take it. That's how they get the experience. Because a lot of times they say, well, how do I, in these Facebook groups, they say, well, then how do I get the experience if I don't have much experience, but if I don't take this one that's $80, then how do I get the experience? No one answers their question on that Facebook group because they don't have an answer. But that is the answer. They need to say yes. They need to do it for a little less. I want someone that will make mistakes on other people's work than on mine. When I had a smaller signing service, that was okay because I could take the time to review and help the notary. I have scaled my business where I don't have time now to do that. I can't walk through the notaries with every little question or step. I need them to have some experience. I can't sit there and say, okay, well, let me look at it and I'll do it and do the scans and I'll look it over. And if I catch anything, run back out there and do it. I just don't have the time anymore to do that. I've scaled my business larger now where I can't do that. So I need someone with more experience. Because there are companies, and I will hire someone with less experience, but there are companies that they want someone with less experience. They get paid more. They have the time to fix it or tell the notary what to fix. There's different levels to signing services. I saw one yesterday that says, don't take it less than $100 because these signing services are getting $500. I don't know who is. None of my friends are getting paid $500 per order. And I've had a lot of them on here. I know how much they're getting paid. They're not getting, I'm sure there are companies getting paid $500. But like I've said on other episodes, just because you see $500 does not mean that's how much the notary service is getting. So don't get things diluted or mixed up. Don't tell people how to run their business. If you're going to take advice, if you're a new signing agent, don't take advice from someone who's posting anonymously. Don't take advice from someone who hasn't won in business or is not being successful. I had a theory about some of these posts too. I had a theory, and I looked into some of these. So someone's posting these comments saying, don't take less than 100. We all need to stand together. We all need to stand in unity and not do it. I started looking at these people that were posting it that weren't posting anonymously. I was looking in their area. They're like, I'm countering for 150. I'm countering for 200 and I'm getting it. And then some people are saying, how? Like there's so many notaries in my area. And their answer is just, everyone just has to stand in unity. It's not true. There is such a thing as saturation to a degree. Like if a signing service is posting out there for $100, I live in the Salt Lake area. There's a lot of notaries here. If I say no, I want higher, they're probably going to find someone that says yes, that will do it for a little lower. Okay, they're going to find somebody. So if I'm doing want the experience, I have to say yes. But I had a theory. I was looking up these people telling everyone what to do and how to run their business and how they should respond and how they should counter. And I looked at their Facebook profiles. I could see what city they live in. I don't know their exact address, but I have an idea of where they live. Open up Google Maps, pull up a zip code in that area, punch that zip code into the platform to see how many notaries are in this area. Not many. There were not many, and if there were many, there was not many with a lot of good experience, or they had a lot of negative reviews. That was my theory, that I think that some of these people, some of these areas, they don't have a lot of options to choose from when it comes to notaries. That's why they're saying, where I'm countering for this much and I'm getting it. Yeah, because you're not competing with much. You're not competing with 50 other notaries. You're competing with 2 other notaries. I looked up 6 notaries that posted. And for all 6, this was true. They lived in areas that there wasn't many other notaries to compete with for the jobs. I'm not saying this is it with every situation. I'm just saying I had a theory as a signing service owner. I looked up all 6 of these people that I saw, and all 6 of them were in areas that they didn't have many notaries to compete with. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's the situation all the time. Because if they need somebody at 1 p.m. and most notaries have jobs because they only do notary services part-time, yeah, you're going to probably get the counter fee that you wanted because you were the only one available at that time. There going to be different situations, okay? There's going to be a different scenario and situation every single day for every signing, for every situation, for every location, for every time, for every location. There's just always going to be something, okay? And I'm just telling everyone, don't tell everyone how to run their business. I'm saying don't listen to people that are not being successful. I'm also saying too, know your worth too. I'm also saying that too. I mean, yeah, if there was a signing that was in my neighborhood down the street from me that I could literally walk to and they put it for $65, I would not do it just for the principle of it all. That I do think as a signing service, that's too low of a price to ask a notary to go do a refinance with scans, and it has to ship out, and it's 175 pages. Like, I just think that's unreasonable to ask. As a signing service owner myself, I just think that's unreasonable to ask a notary to do that for that price. I do think it should be more. I've talked about this on other episodes. You can go back. I pay the notary around 2/3 of what the fee I'm getting. I'm paying the notary about 2/3 of that. But I just don't like people telling other people how to run their business. When I first started, I worked only with signing services. I was doing refinances for as low as $75. And I made $100,000 my first year. Some of them paid me more. Sometimes they paid me $115. Sometimes they paid me $75. Sometimes I would do a sale for $90. Sometimes I do a sale for $70. I'm just saying, I was profitable from the beginning. I just was profitable. Now, yeah, I wasn't driving an hour to do that. If I was driving 15, 20 minutes, sure. Yeah, I was doing that when I first started. But that gave me the experience. That gave me the experience in 2 different ways. That gave me the experience. So on my profile, they saw that I had lots of experience. But second, gave me experience to know how to go through signings. I was able to go through signings quicker, faster. I didn't make mistakes. I knew how to answer questions. Then I started knowing my worth because of the travel. I was noticing how much gas I was paying to drive to places. And I was like, okay, no, this is how much my worth is. So I got all this experience in my first couple years, just saying yes to as much as I could. If I saw something, I didn't even know what it was. I was like, I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what they're asking me to do, but I'll say yes just for the experience. So I know what it is, because maybe it's a piece of cake. Maybe it's only 2 things I have to do, like 2 pages. That's going to pay me $75 to do 2 pages, and it's not far away. I'll start doing these all the day long then. And then I started seeing, oh, you know what? This is paying me this much to do this. I don't really like this, or these fall through a lot. Maybe I won't do these anymore. It was just giving me experience. So I could know what my worth was, but then it showed everyone what my worth was, because I was saying, hey, you know what? I can't do it for this price. I can't, this. And I wasn't just countering just to counter with a price. I was countering with it with reasoning. Hey, you know what? I know this area looks close to me, but it's not. I have to drive around the mountain, so it's a little further. You're gonna have a hard time finding notaries that will be willing to drive out there. I'll do it, but this is the price I'm doing it for, and that's the reason why. And then I was getting the jobs for the prices I wanted. Okay, I wasn't just doing it just because I'm like, hey, we all need to stand in unity. Sure, yeah, we shouldn't be doing refinances for $50. Yeah, we shouldn't. I agree with that. But telling everyone there's a bare minimum that they have to do, I don't agree with that either. Okay? That's why I make a good judge. I see everyone's side. I can see everyone's side. I have to make the decision. That's the hard part, is making the decision. But anyway, I just wanted to share with you something that's been bothering me, that's been heavy on my chest, and I just want to share that with you. Just be careful who you're taking advice from, who you're listening to. Just be careful, is all I'm saying. Do what is best for you in your business. Do what's best. Don't let anyone tell you what to do with your business. If you are going to listen to someone, make sure they're successful, that they've done lots of closings. They understand this business very well, that they're not the kind of person that just nickels and dimes. And yeah, they might get that occasional fee increase that they wanted. They might get that counter, but they're probably not getting as many jobs as they possibly could. I don't know. I just wanted to share different perspectives to chew on a little bit, to kind of think on and ponder on. All right. I hope that helps you make the best decisions for your business, because only you can make the best decisions for your business. Be careful who you're listening to. Remember, there's certain people that I sponsor, and they're all in the links here. But there's a lot of free information out there. And this is one of those sources. My podcast and YouTube channel, I'm not asking you to monetize. I'm not asking you to pay me. I'm not asking you to subscribe to my program. I don't have a training program. I'm giving valuable information out there for free. And I just ask that you spread the word. Let people know I do this for you so that you are better. But in hindsight, it helps me. If I'm giving great value to you for you to become a great notary and signing agent, guess what happens? If I hire you, you're going to do a great job for me. You're going to do a great job for my signing service friends, because you are diving in, getting information, getting valuable information. You're always trying to get better and improve. You'll get the business because you're always trying to provide great value and service from your business. All right, I hope that makes sense. Talk to you in another episode. Take care. Bye.